Hi everyone. I wanted to go over a couple of keto questions that keep frequently popping up in all of my keto groups. I'm in several of them, and you see like the same question over and over and over. Um, so I kind of wanted to go through these questions. I've got a list of them. There's a lot of them. What do I put on a grocery list? Well, pretty much stick to like 90% of the outer aisles of the grocery store. The inner aisles, even if it says keto, it's not always keto. You have to read the ingredients. The outer aisles are fresh veggies, berries, meats, the dairy section, frozen foods, that kind of stuff. So, there is a beginner's keto grocery list that you can look up online. It's actually an image with everything out written on it. So, I mean, that's easy too if you just want to do something simple like that. There is a list as well, also a picture that you can look up online of keto approved foods for grocery shopping. So, definitely do your research before you go grocery shopping and end up buying the wrong things. Next question, can I do keto while vegetarian, pregnant, breastfeeding, etc.? Okay, so first with a vegetarian, yes, there is a vegetarian keto. But you can't have beans or tofu or any sort of soy because they're high fat products, and your high fat products have to be coconut, avocado, certain seeds, and certain nuts. So I would be very careful as far as what fats you're using and stuff like that too. Keto is not safe for pregnant women. I've seen people posting that they're pregnant and they're on keto. Keto is not safe for pregnant women. Growing babies need the carbs. Growing babies need all the nutrients and stuff like that. And you will get nutrient and vitamin deficient if you're not taking daily vitamins as well. If you want to keep an eye on eating healthy while you're pregnant, then you need to consult your doctor. But I would not suggest keto for a pregnant woman at all. While you're breastfeeding, however, keto should be okay. There's been absolutely no proven study saying that keto affects breast milk or anything like that. It's just when you're pregnant and the baby is still growing, it can affect the baby negatively. They could be deficient or, stuff like that. All right, next question. Can I drink protein shakes on keto? I see this a lot, and there are keto shakes, there are keto whatever out there. Honestly, you don't need them. You don't need a protein shake. You don't need the keto shakes. You don't need supplemental anything. It's not supposed to be a diet. It's supposed to be a way of eating healthier. And if you're going to treat it like a diet, you're going to yo-yo diet. You're going to give up and get frustrated. You're not going to lose the weight you want to lose. You're going to drop weight drastically and it'll be unhealthy. So instead of doing protein shakes, you focus on your macros, which is your carbs, your fats, and your proteins to make sure that they're the right percentage daily. Shakes also usually have whey in it, whey protein, which has carbs and about 20 grams of protein. So that can throw off your macros too. You only need like 0.7 to 0.9 grams of protein per pound of your body per day. So I wouldn't suggest it. Most people, even on strict and lazy keto, would not suggest protein shakes of any sort. They can throw you off. You'll get plenty of protein in meats and stuff. Should I jumpstart my diet with a fast or egg diet, whatever that thing is, where you just eat eggs for a couple days? That's healthy. It seems common that people want to jumpstart a diet, but honestly, just start eating right. You don't have to fast, because if you start fasting before any diet or any change of how you eat, you're gonna affect your body. You're going to probably put it in starvation mode. You're going to shock your system. It's not going to drop the weight correctly. You're going to fluctuate in the beginning, and you're probably going to stall automatically, and you're going to get frustrated. Do not fast before you start a new way of eating. It's just not healthy. So just focus on eating right, focus on buying the correct food, set up your meal plan, and just start day one. Breakfast, black coffee, stevia sugar, lunch, fish and veggies, dinner, steak and broccoli. I don't know, something simple. Just make it simple. Don't make it so complicated. You need supplements and protein shakes and starving yourself, and don't make it complicated. Just eat what you're supposed to. Next question, how do you know you're in ketosis? And this is a good question. There are ways that you can check with both blood and urine tests. The urine tests aren't as accurate as you want them to be because it all depends on how much water you drink beforehand as well. The blood test is very accurate though. And you can get you can do that at the doctor's office or get those diabetic strips or whatever they are. Other ways to tell you're in ketosis, there are physical things that happen when you're in ketosis. First of all, you're going to get really bad breath. Ew. Yeah. Sorry. You're going to have a loss of appetite. You'll eat your regular portion size and you're just going to be like, I'm full. I'm not really craving anything. You're going to have some problems sleeping and insomnia, which is why I'm in week 3, and one of my goals for next week is to start working on my sleeping issues, because now I'm tossing and turning. I have restless leg issues. I can't sleep. You're going to be irritable, and you can either range between constipation issues or what they call keto diarrhea. Hopefully that doesn't last very long though. So another big sign of knowing that you're in ketosis is not just measuring your weight on a scale, which is also another goal for next week for me to start to do, is to measure your inches lost. So measure around your arm, around your thigh, your chest, your hips, your waist, like your belly. Measure everything. Write it all down, and then a couple days later remeasure, a week later remeasure, and you're gonna see inches change probably a lot faster than you're gonna see the scale drop. Why it's like that, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done my research on that yet, but I've been told that inches and the way your clothes fit show more sign of progress than the scale will. Next question, if it says gluten-free, can I eat it? No, not always. Just like if it says it's keto approved, no, it's probably not. You have to read the ingredients. Sometimes they put in soy, whey, oat, flours and stuff like that. You can't have any of that on keto. It's going to throw you off and out of ketosis, and you're not going to lose weight, and you're going to be questioning what's going on. It said, you know, gluten-free, whatever. You can't have it because it has something else that's replacing, you know, like all-purpose flour. It's just another type of flour that's being replacing it. Two good flours that you can use, however, is like a nut flour, like an almond flour, or a coconut flour. Those are okay. And coconut is actually really good for losing weight. Unfortunately, I have a bad reaction to it. So I can't exactly do like the MCT oil or anything like that. I have to avoid coconut as much as possible. And a lot of ingredients and a lot of recipes have coconut in it for people that are dieting, or that are limited as far as, you know, like gluten-free or whatever. And sugar is also used. There are certain sugars that are not keto approved that are used in products like bread and stuff, and pastas and stuff like that, like veggie pastas and stuff. You don't want those sugars either. You want to have keto approved sugars. So always read the ingredients first. If you're not sure, look it up. I take my phone in the grocery store with me, and I literally look up ingredients, and I go, is ingredient keto, question mark, and it'll tell you. Um, Next question, if it says keto, is it okay? Again, not always. For example, there is a Slim Fast keto. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It literally says keto on it. That is not keto. Uh, for the most part, it's processed, and it's got stuff in it that you don't want. Period. It's just not. You just focus on natural foods. Don't get processed foods. Don't try and cheat the system. Buy your veggies, buy your meats, buy your cheeses and eggs and avocados, and just make basic meals. Um, Next question, can or should I take vitamins? Yes and maybe. That's the best question. That's the best answer I can. Yes and maybe. Um, just limit any multivitamin with vitamin A in it, like additional vitamin A's. Don't take that because you're going to get a lot of vitamin A on the keto diet. But other vitamins and minerals and stuff you might be lacking on the keto meal plan. So it is kind of suggested to take a multivitamin every day at least, so you don't lack in like magnesium or anything like that. You don't want your muscles locking up. You don't want to deal with keto flu, which is when you feel really bad because you're lacking in the vitamins and minerals. And there are ways to counteract keto flu issues through eating something specific that would match what you need, but also a multivitamin would handle all of that too, or it should handle all of that. Push come to shove, do blood work with your doctor and make sure your vitamins are all on level. I do blood work with my doctor at least once a month when I go regularly. Next question, can I eat vegetable pasta or gluten-free pasta? No, not really. If the ingredient lists items that aren't keto approved, you can't have it. Some substitute pastas, though, that you can have are zoodles, palmini, which is made from palm nuts, and chickpea pasta. Spaghetti squash and, well, zoodles is zucchini noodles, but yeah, you can make your own zucchini noodles. Some people say shirataki, but shirataki does have ingredients. If it's made by certain companies or whatever, it's not keto approved. Next question. I haven't lost any weight, but my clothes are looser. Why isn't the scale moving? Well, like I said, inches will show more progress than the scale will for some reason. I don't understand it, but it does. So if you're still seeing a physical difference in inches, your energy, how your clothes fit, that's progress. Count that as progress. That's a win. Let it encourage you. Get a tape measure and track that. I do progress photos. A lot of people do progress photos. I will go week to week with progress photos. So I can see, okay, well, I look a little bit more bloated this week, or I can see a curve in my hip better this week, or, you know, just anything to kind of motivate you to go, I see a difference from the first photo to now. Next question. I am starting keto. How do I start? Not when or what do I do, like how do I start? You start with research. And then after you've done a lot of research and you understand the process and the meal plans and why they're set up that way, why you have to eat what you eat, you plan out the next week of meals that you're going to eat. You make a grocery list from that. You throw out any control or temptation foods that are non-keto products that are still in your house, or you sort them somewhere else and you don't touch them because they're going to be there and you can't have them. Basically, you don't want to accidentally, you know, eat what you're not supposed to eat. Do light breakfast or no breakfast on your first day. You could start off, like I said, with a black coffee or a tea or something like that. You can have a filling lunch and then a light dinner for your first day, and that's probably a good idea. And also, one key thing is to try not to snack during the day. Keto is not about snacking. It's not about finding replacements for, people that are obsessed with chocolate and stuff like that. I mean, that's why you're trying to lose weight, is because you have an issue with controlling temptations in food. So don't be like, oh, well, this is keto approved brownie recipe. I'm going to sit here and eat some brownies. Unless it's a special occasion, you don't need brownies in a regular meal plan. So next question, count net or total carbs? You count your net carbs daily, and on average you want to stay between 0 and 50 grams of net carbs. Most people stay below 20 grams, and they're very strict about it. I'm not very strict about it. I just stay between the 30 and 50 range for right now until I really get my meal plans figured out a little bit better. I'm still learning. So to calculate your net carbs, most people don't know, you take your total carbs, you subtract the fiber, which is in whole foods, and and that's how you get your net carbs. But that's whole foods. Processed foods, to calculate net carbs, you take total carbs, you subtract the fiber, and then you subtract the sugar alcohols. If sugar alcohols is 5 grams, you subtract half the grams. If the ingredients list erythritol, I don't know how to pronounce it, erythritol, then you subtract all of the sugar alcohol grams. Can I drink alcohol on keto? Yes, and there are keto approved drinks, and all you gotta do is just look it up. How much weight can I lose in a given time period? A month, a week, 3 months. It honestly depends on how strict your keto is. If you're doing dirty keto, you're not going to lose a lot of weight very quickly. If you're doing lazy keto, you'll drop quick, and then you'll kind of teeter off between 1 and 3 pounds a week, depending on how active you are and how well you actually eat. If you're doing strict keto, you're probably going to drop it pretty quickly. It also depends on how your body responds to dieting. Does it go into starvation mode? That kind of stuff. What meds you're on that will affect weight. Your hormones. How you sleep. The stress level. There's a lot of things to factor in as far as your ability to lose weight. How your body manages all of it. So there is no definite answer. Next question. What can I order at restaurants and fast foods? Again, there's keto approved lists out there for suggestions as to what you can get at each restaurant. Try to avoid eating out as much as possible, but you must only order meats and veggies, pretty much. If you order meats, ask them to cook it without butter. Just plain meat and seasoning on the grill. No buttering, none of that. If you're going to ask for veggies, usually they steam them and they put them in baggies with butter and seasoning and stuff like that. They put them in baggies, put them in the microwave and steam them. I used to work at a restaurant. Broccoli, it would be like a big old scoop of garlic butter, wrap it up, put it in there. So also ask for plain veggies steamed. No butter, not done the way that all other orders are done. And ask without salt if possible, so you can add salt yourself. You can order eggs. You can order Caesar salad with no croutons. You can order burgers with no dressings or bun. And honestly, I've been told you should bring your own sugar packets and stuff like that if you absolutely don't trust the selections or you don't know what to use. That's already on the table. Alright, next question. Can I have ice cream? Yes, there are certain brands. For example, Rebel. You can make 4-ingredient ice cream. And Breyers has a Carb Smart, I believe. I think that one's keto approved. Can I have soda? Yes, there are some diet sodas you can have, but they can't have high fructose corn syrup, juice concentrate, agave, honey, dates, coconut sugar, maple brown or white sugars. They can't have any of those kind of sweeteners in it. The best keto approved soda is Zevia, because it's sweetened with stevia sugar. Can I have a cheat day meal or a cheat meal? Or another way of phrasing that, so a lot of people are like, oops, I ate this non-keto food today. What do I do? How do I get back on track? And it's like panic mode. First of all, you need to be looking at keto alternatives to whatever you're craving or whatever's in front of you. If you know that you're going out to an Italian place to eat, research online what you can order. Or if you really want like spaghetti or something, figure out what you can make that's similar to it, that you'll get the flavor to it and stuff like that, and not go overboard on your macros. When you are on the keto meal, and especially when you're in ketosis, if you eat foods that are non-keto and that cause sugar or insulin and fluctuations in your body and stuff like that, that cause anything to be thrown off from the progress that it's making to clean out, your system, you're going to throw it for a loop. You're going to get sick. Your stomach is going to hurt. It's not going to be pretty. So, going off diet can be bad. It can temporarily make you gain weight, and then you're going to get frustrated. Oh, I'm back up 2 pounds in only one day. Yeah, because now you have to burn off the bad sugar, the bad, fats and sugars and stuff in your body that you just put in there. It can cause extra stress on your body, which can fluctuate your hormones, which can also affect your ability to lose weight and that kind of stuff. So honestly, no, you can't have a cheat day or a cheat meal or anything. That you can't do it. You need to look for keto approved ways to handle cravings and to handle maybe lacking in energy, or like I said, keto flu symptoms and stuff like that, without throwing yourself out of ketosis. And oops, I ate non-keto food. You need to revise your meal plan. You need to revise self-control. You need to work on that a little bit more. Like sit down and seriously ask yourself, why did I eat that? Instead of bringing, some nuts to snack on, or bringing my own meal with me, kind of thing, or just sitting there and not eating it altogether and maybe drink some green tea instead or something. You need to seriously sit down and think about why did you do it? Are you really dedicated to losing weight? Are you really dedicated to eating right? And start fresh the next day. If you know that it genuinely was a lack of self-control and you can handle it next time, then just start back over the next day, start fresh, revise your meal plan, and look back at the progress that you've already made so far to kind of motivate you. And that's all the questions I have. So I hope those helped a little bit, because that's pretty much the answers. One, I've gotten out of majority of everybody that's responded to all of those questions, and two, from my own research. And, well, yeah. So I'm going to celebrate Christmas tomorrow. This video will post on Christmas, so hopefully, I can handle Christmas meal all day and track my macros well enough. I'm down 13.4 pounds. My goal for December was 15 pounds. I still have another week to go. Next week I'm going to do really strict keto. Hopefully I can drop the last 2 pounds. That would be great. I would be happy if I can reach that goal. So we shall see. And I will keep you guys updated. So I will see you all in a week. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. And I hope that I have helped a little bit in answering some questions. And bye.